Hey there, this is Dr. Pam Perry. So, how was your health? Really, how was your health? They always say that we are what we eat. So, what does your diet look like? Let's kind of dig into that because listen, you can't be a great speaker if you're not feeling well. So, health is wealth. And so, what I have today is a very special show with Jeff Cade, who's coming out from Chicago. And we'll be talking about, he was featured in the October issue, but we're going to be talking and digging in a little bit deep about all of the things. You just can't take a magic pill. You can't just have a magic wand and you just can't take a shot. Health is really connected to nutrition. So, right after that, right after this, we'll bring up Jeff K. Hey there, Jeff. In the issue right here. And hey, sir, how are you? Okay.
I am good. I am
Yes.
great. I'm blessed by the best. Can you hear me?
Jeff, how you doing today?
I'm
Yes, yes,
awesome.
yes. Good,
I'm
good.
well.
So
I'm
give us a
well.
little bit of who you are in your own words.
Well, first, I must say, yes, I'm proud to be in this magazine, and here I am. I appreciate this. Yes, Dr. Perry, thank you. Thank you for this platform. Glad to be here, blessed and highly favored. And, I do hail from the South Side of Chicago. South Side is the best side. Chi-town, Chi-town. I know you are out of Detroit, and I have some family in Detroit, so all is well. We are definitely connected. We are definitely connected. Um, I've been in the health and wellness space a little over 15 years, and serving in different capacities and sales and food and beverage operations, dietary and nutrition, to name a few, for Fortune 500 companies. And at one point, I decided to jump off that cliff and build my wings coming down, and had some scratches and some bruises in order to co-own a healthy restaurant concept, franchise concept, focusing on high fiber, high protein, low carb meals, and really wanted to stay in that lane because I like to be able to use my corporate experience and leverage that with my healthcare experience working in the dietary nutrition departments. And being able to have that type of latitude, I was able to really stay in that lane and further enhance my development, growth and development, by being involved with operations. And then later on, I wanted to uh, get more further understanding from a holistic standpoint and receive my health and wellness certificate from, or certification from, the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I
Mhm.
believe, as you said before, your health is your wealth. But now there's a different dynamic in play. And I stress that because we really have to focus on the mindset and our consumption habits. And I truly believe that self care is the new healthcare.
Mhm.
And when we talk about self care, there's so many little things that these minor adjustments and tweaks that we can do to really have self care. Because, as you know, how can we serve our clients if we can't be able to serve ourselves and be healthy to do that? So I truly believe that self care is the new health care.
Very good. So, what interests the switch to the whole? What was pivotal point in your career that said, "Hey, I really want to go and become a certified healthy lifestyle coach and speaker?"
That's That's a very good question, Dr. Pam. Um, years ago, unfortunately, I know that some of us in this audience, and maybe in your families, and specifically in mine, I lost my parents to cancer. 6 years apart. My father to pancreatic and my mother to breast cancer. And therefore, I became an award winning author of this book called Battleground Cancer. And so I pretty much highlighted my parents' journey as well as my personal journey of being really able to live a healthier lifestyle. And in order
Hmm.
to do that, obviously it does relate to, your family tree, genetic code, etc. But you have to be aware of your outside environment, your home environment, the toxins that we eat and breathe daily. Um, and I wanted to really put myself in a situation, and I didn't know what I didn't know, meaning, I became very vulnerable and very transparent in that journey um, because I lost that parental touch and that guidance and that love and that support at a younger age. I think I was um, prior to my college years and during my college years as a young man, and there were some ebbs and flows and some downright probably depression, right? But God is my source, my rock, and my strength. And so being able to pen this book, it was not just helpful and impactful to hundreds of people, maybe thousands, but really it was therapeutic.
Hmm.
And I wanted to be able to provide from particular forms of cancer, but any type of diseases that affect our communities, such as high blood pressure,
Yeah.
diabetes, obesity, and specifically different forms of cancer. And this kind of led my way, being involved in the healthcare sector, an understanding serving nutritionist foods that unfortunately we may not be privy to all the time because eating organic can be outright expensive. But I
Hmm.
look at it this way: if you have and maintain a healthy eating plate and you are understanding the importance of self care, your mind and your body will thank you.
Hmm. That's so true. And so one of the things just recently, I can't remember the actor that just recently passed with pancreatic cancer. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. I know it was the Black Panther. Was his cancer pancreatic cancer from the Black Panther?
Um, I'm not sure if he passed of pancreatic cancer, but I know the artist D'Angelo passed from pancreatic
Yes,
cancer, which was
yes,
devastating.
that was it.
Yeah,
Yes,
he died at
that was it. Yeah, because
51.
very young, very
Yeah,
young. And so one of the things about that type of cancer, I had a good
it's a
girlfriend that.
silent
Mhm.
killer.
It is. It is. And my girlfriend, Dr. Gail Hayes, she passed from that. And it like it creeps up on a person and they're gone within a year. So it's not like breast cancer where you can maybe just remove a limb or any other type where it's a tumor and you can remove it. You can't remove the pancreas. So what are some of the nutritious things that we can eat and put in our diet or make it a habit?
Thank you for that question. More importantly, uh, we really have to stay away, and it's challenging to do this. We have to stay away from sugar,
Mm,
specifically high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup, it's a chemical compound that serves no nutritional value or importance in our diet, but it is also used in so many different foods that we consume, even ketchup or syrup. Um, Most edible things have high fructose corn syrup in it. Now, most countries don't have banned high fructose corn syrup. Most European nations have done that. For some reason, the US, it's about profit and purpose or their purpose is profit, and they put a lot of ingredients on the back of the labeling content and packaging that you and I, have in our cabinets. So I challenge my clients, first of all, my family, first and foremost, to look in the cabinets and look at those ingredients on the back of your products. And if it's a long paragraph, you probably shouldn't consume it. But more specifically, the grams of sugar, high fructose corn syrup, um, those have been around for years and years. Again, it serves no nutritional purpose or value in our bodies. And over time, it can clog your arteries. And over time, it could definitely
Mm,
um, get inside your cells. And I'll say this too, Dr. Pam. I know I have
hmm.
some soda drinkers in the house and some pop. And listen, I'm don't kill the messenger. Uh, I'm just saying that you need to be very mindful of your consumption of those sodas, even the diet sodas, because over time they can have a impactful discourse in your livelihood. So those are some specifics that I would definitely look at in terms of ingredients. Um, Another ingredient that causes cancer is red 40. That is a dye. That is a dye used in a lot of it's in the chip making industry. Um, you know, it's so many different things. I don't want to go too deep or too scientific, but you got to be careful about your lotions and potions and things if they're dyeing their hair, if they're using a moisturizer.
Hair products.
Yeah, you got to be careful in terms of sulfates and parabens and all these things, because anything that on topically, it can
And that's why a
have
lot
a
of people
long-term.
will take it. It can have a long-term effect. And one of the things too is that cleaning products as well. I know a long time ago, bleach was used all the time. Let's just something that's really popular now. And every once in a while, there's things that cycle, like sea moss or is good for things. If there were maybe one or two things that we could add to our diet, alkaline water or non-alkaline water, or is it distilled water? There are always different things that we can read. It's like, well, this one is better than that. And so, you can add an additive to the water where you're adding, if you take turmeric, you got to take it with black pepper. So give us like maybe three things that we should add to our diet to make it a habit, just as much as brushing our teeth is. It's making it a habit. Now, I don't use a fluoride toothpaste anymore. That I heard was bad, or I don't use aluminum in my deodorant. So, what are some other things that we can do that we should substitute for?
Great question. You mentioned CMOS. CMOS actually is very helpful. Building that immune system has very good, strong properties to enhance your body. I use it in capsule form. I used to be able to take it orally in terms of a gel, but I do take it as a capsule, and it also has different things in there, powerful mushroom
Mhm.
properties like ashwagandha, lion's mane. Some of those things are very important uh, uh, as we go into maintaining a healthier lifestyle. Um, I also believe, as you mentioned, water. I do prefer alkaline water, um,
Okay.
with a point of hydrogen, usually at between 7.5 and 9.0. As you know, even regular water, H2O, flushes out toxins.
Hmm.
It's good for your skin health. It's good for your kidney function. It's good for overall well-being. I say hydration equals sensation. Um, Besides sea
Right.
moss, alkaline water, you know, limiting your fried foods intake, making sure that you have a healthy plate, a colorful, healthy plate of fruits and vegetables. And don't get me wrong, you have to do these things in moderation. I enjoy fried foods from time to time, but I limit that consumption because, again, as a healthy lifestyle specialist, I try to definitely empower and partner with people to transform unhealthy habits and choices into an active and vibrant lifestyle. So it's not all about the physical side; it is strictly also mental
Hmm.
as well as the diet in terms of what you're
That
what
is
you're
so true.
consuming.
I
Um,
I do like that. The fact that we have to limit it in moderation. So if you are in a food desert, like in if you're in a food desert, you will not maybe have access to a lot of nutritious food. So you are required things in can or things that are fried or, the restaurants. So give us some like what people can eat that are like besides carrot sticks and celery, like what are some of the good things that maybe we can get in a store that's just regular? Like is it something like organic chips, or I don't know. There's so many options, but what we could do that would be a good snack, like peanuts. You think peanuts are good, but maybe they're not. So yeah.
so I will definitely answer that question with what I do. Um, I'm my best example. Over the years, I think good snacks would be granola bars, and of course, there's a lot of brands out there. As long as you have the type of brand that has less consumption of sugar, or I'm sorry, less grams of sugar and higher protein. So if
Hmm.
you have those granola bars that have higher protein and limit your sugar, those should be fine. You mentioned peanuts. Well, I love pistachios. I like almonds. Sometimes I do an energy trail mix, and I enjoy, the miniature pretzels that are in there, the walnuts,
Okay.
pistachios, etc. Um, those are good. Obviously, your fruits. Get your bananas, a source of potassium and protein. Peanut butter is a source of protein. Your apples. I love the berry family. Raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. You know, those don't have to be organic. Um, Even your
Okay.
apples. I love Honey Crisp apples right now because we're in season. But
Hmm.
I get those. I don't get the organics. They're very expensive. They're probably $5.99, between $4.99 and $6.99, a pound. I still enjoy grapes. So there's so many little things that one can do besides, snacking on sweets. Again,
Yeah.
you can do things in moderation, but you
Right.
mentioned chips. So there are healthy chips out there besides my favorite, God, I hate to say it. I digress when I say this, the Doritos. And I know I should not even think about those, but those are one things that are in our cabinet in the household that my son loves, and I try and take him away from him. But he's, about to be 17, so I have to let him have his space and
Right.
grace. And
Right.
but I do personally enjoy lime chips. Lime
Oh,
chips, they're
I've
very
seen
good.
those.
It's not a lot of sugar,
Yeah.
high protein, a little bit of salt.
Hmm.
I like to eat those when I have a turkey taco bowl.
Okay.
And in my turkey taco bowl, I have ground turkey. I use pico de gallo. I use guacamole.
I love
You mentioned
guacamole.
other foods with black beans, also brown rice. People can
Brown
top
rice,
it with some
not white rice.
low cheddar cheese. Yeah, yeah. So there are a lot of different things you can do, you want to make
Just gotta
it, you
read
don't want to make
gotta
it
read the
boring,
label.
right?
Mhm.
I-
Yeah, we gotta read the
yeah,
label,
yeah.
and one of the things that, you kind of hinted towards it in a way, you said everything in moderation. Now, there's some people that are vegetarian, and then there's some people that are vegan. And then there's people that it's like, well, I'll just eat everything in moderation. So give the difference basically of why someone would be vegan versus vegetarian. And then why it's okay, like maybe to eat chicken or turkey, poultry versus like beef or pork.
Good question. I'll start from the end and work my way up. I personally don't eat pork. I do eat other items such as chicken, um, lamb, which is usually grass fed. Um, I do like turkey and also a little bit of beef. But
Okay.
with the beef, don't get me wrong, red meat is a good source of protein. I just prefer grass fed,
Mm-hmm.
grass fed lamb and grass fed beef. I love fish. So I'm definitely I
More
like my meats.
pescatarian.
I like my meats except for pork. Yeah, I like
Mm-hmm.
my meats. I had a bad experience with pork, and so reading up on that and just taking it out of my system, taking it out of my plate, that's just something I prefer
Mm-hmm.
not to eat. Now there are a lot of diets out there: Presbyterian, Californian, Athens. There are a lot
Keto.
of different diets out there. I think
Mm-hmm.
it comes down to one's personal choice. To one's personal choice. Dr. Pam, there have been times I've gone a week in sauce, and brown rice and black beans. But I I will say I'm in no interest to be a vegan or vegetarian. I, that's just something I just choose not to be or be a part of. But there's nothing wrong with doing that. Now, I'll say something that you didn't mention, which I also do and other people do, which is called intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
There are
Mm-hmm.
times where I might eat around 8 o'clock in the evening, and I may not eat again until 11 or 12 the next day. Um, so some of that because I'm very active. Um, I'm also a varsity, tennis coach. I believe that movement is medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very active anyway. By working out, being a coach, I preach these things. But again, it comes down to the personal choice of someone and entertaining the thought or being a part of being a vegetarian or a vegan. I've tried, and there are just things in terms of that. Some foods are good, and some of them are not so good. You have to have a strong palate.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I can address that answer.
Yeah. Because people
Yeah,
who are
it's
vegan
different being
may not
strictly no
eat.
meat.
Mhm, and people who are vegan don't eat dairy, so that would mean that there's no cheese, which is really like, "Oh, I love cheese," and then there's no kind of butters or milk or anything that's dairy, no eggs. So a vegan is strictly that person that does, like, really plant-based, and so if you want to have a plant-based meat, it might be tofu or it might be something else, but it's never going to be dairy. It's not gonna be like, "Oh, I can get my." So then a vegetarian may eat all those other kind of things, but they may add a little bit of cheese, but they don't do meat. And a pescatarian is someone that's just strictly fish. Uh, I can't eat shellfish, so being a pescatarian would not work for me. I did try a vegan diet. I did that for about a year. It was very hard. I ate so many carbs. Oh my God. And then I went from vegan to keto. So imagine that. So I was trying all the things, right? Just because they were popular, but not really studying nutrition like you do. So what are some of the places that you would really love to share your message with? And show your book too one more time so people can see it and really get it as well. Okay.
So the book is called Battleground Cancer:
Mm-hmm.
Managing Your Mental, Physical, and Spiritual Well-Being for the Fight. Um, you know,
Love
I've
that.
shared my message via different platforms, radio, digital radio, and magazines, on TV, radio broadcasts, and especially on this platform. And really the message is about longevity. It's about
Hmm.
making sure that, you know,
This is a magazine. Yes.
cliche. Ah, yes, yes, yes,
This was the
yes,
one that
yes,
we had.
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
So
And
yeah.
it's on page 13, just so you know,
Yes,
page
yes, yes.
13.
And
Um,
this is
you know, it, yes, yes, yes. I just really like to leave people, and it's very important in terms of how we view our lives. The first H is for healing.
mm,
Whatever you're going through, you grow through it because time heals wounds. And E is for energy.
I love that.
We all have our unique energy footprint, and like attracts like. So we want to be in a space of positive energy. And the letter A is my favorite, having an attitude of gratitude.
Mm,
Wake up refreshed with an attitude of gratitude. Um, as well as before bedtime, you want to be appreciative of God's favor, grace, and mercy over your life. L is love thyself. Remember, you are enough. Be unapologetic, you. And T, we're all going through this right now, through this dynamic local and global landscape, and that's called transformation. Transformation is a process. We never want to put the cart before the horse. And if you're not changing, you're not moving, that means you're idle. We always want to transform the conversation that we might be having in our heads. You got to change the narrative. Um, and finally, H is right now, is what I feel, and that's happiness. It's
mhm.
about your truth, your joy, and you never allow anyone to take that from you. So, you know, that's why, for me, I created the Ultimate Health and Happiness Program, which is really a module based digital outlet for people providing one on one coaching. And it's really about becoming stronger mentally, physically, emotionally when they work with me one on one. And so I really empower those people to connect so that we could talk about your health journey, because we're all on a health journey.
Mhm.
We all have fallen off the wagon. We all know that fitness is not a straight line, and there is a line, and that's called the starting line. And then you have the do's and the don'ts, and in between that gap is that space that we have to utilize and dig deep to find more from. So that's
I like that acronym. And that's in the magazine as well, too. So
that's
people can
really
go back and
about
like
what
and
that
say,
health.
okay, well, yes, yes. I like what you said. Movement is medicine. And so people do need to do that with you being a varsity tennis coach. And that works out all the things. So try to do things to move, whether it's just walking or even just, pacing fast. But besides your food and your movement, those two things will keep you healthy. And we talked a little bit about, you said hydration is sensation, so you want to make sure that people are doing that as well. I love that. And I want people to go to jeffk360.com. That's where they will find, what will they find there when they go to jeffk360 besides being able to book you to speak?
So that is a communication hub, Dr. Pam, and people can look at different videos I've done, my bio. They can connect with me on my social media handles, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook. People can book a call with me through my Calendly link, and
Okay.
and really just talk about their health goals. So yeah, it's a communication hub for people to connect with me. They could send me a personal text. They could send me an email. As long as they download my contact information, they'll have access to me.
I love it. I love it. But this has been really, really so much, Jeff. This has been one of those things where it's eye opening, and the fact that people really do have to take care of their health and really take care earlier, the better. You can go to jeffk360.com, get in touch with him if you have specific questions. He is a certified healthy lifestyle, and then their company as well. People can join that by going to Jeff K 360 as well. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. All right.
That
Well,
is correct. It is a network regarding coaching. Yeah.
very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been really, really good. And we will see you in the magazine and in other things that you have upgoing. And we will talk with you later. God bless. Bye bye.
Thank you, Dr. Pam. God bless you. Appreciate you. Take care.